Let's go. We are hyped tonight from the deep is back in the house. We have the boys here. We might have Eric Wheeler, the stat wizard, back in the building here in a little bit. He's out here making big dough, doing what he needs to do. But with the homies today, we got Keegan, we got TJ, we got Clark. We'll go around the circle. I'm gonna start asking them different random things to start each pod. I think that's a fun way to get things going, get to know the guys' flavors. So when you hear them argue about random shit, you know their background a little bit. Today, I thought it'd be kind of fun, boys. We'll go around. Favorite NFL uni of all time. And here's the catch: you can't say multiple until after everyone's done because you can't steal no one else's thunder. And also, if you just want to go an era where like you like the away and home, because I know that kind of could be a thing, you could do that too. Classics are okay. But I want to start TJ, the kind of the guy that he's kind of like a historian with this stuff, and I feel like he could bust something out for us. What's your favorite uni of all time, TJ?
Listen, man, it's gotta be the creamsicle Browns jerseys. The orange jersey with the orange helmet. The creamsicles, I don't know how long it's been since they've last appeared, but that felt fundamental to our history as Browns fans, is like looking back fondly on those jerseys.
Jeff Garcia, the white face mask. Got
Lee
to be the
Suggs.
Lee Suggs with the 4-4. Quit. I'll even do Quincy Morgan. There you go. I'll throw another
Oh,
name
there you
out there.
go.
Yeah, I'll throw some names.
Gary Baxter.
Oh, Dennis Northcutt. You know what I mean? Like, like those teams. Who was the linebacker? Davis, number 5'4". He was a dog.
Andre
Yeah,
Davis, yeah.
dude, the random guys. Poole at safety. Russell, another fucking crazy white boy out there. I love that. Actually, I was thinking you were gonna go creamsicle another team, but man, you went the Brownies. I love that. Let's go to another Browns fan real quick. Clark, favorite uni of all time.
Probably the baby blue Chargers jerseys from LT's days. I actually
Ooh.
had a LT jersey I got for my birthday, actually, fourth grade. One of my favorite jerseys of all time, and one of my favorite players.
I always think of the ESPN commercials where he's putting the mail away,
Yeah.
and he had the visor, dude. He's like one of the few ones.
Oh,
There used to be a
that shit
sports.
was
I
so
used to
hard.
when Sports Illustrated was cool, when that was actually really dope to get into. Of course, fell off with the kids. I remember that they had a close-up shot of his face with like you could see the field through his visor and like his grill in his mouth. I was like, oh my god! Like while he was about to break the record. That's a great one. Keegan, favorite uni.
I'm gonna do a little throwback here. This team's not even here anymore. Freaking the Houston Oilers, dude. I love the Houston Oilers jerseys. That freaking like baby blue, sky blue, and freaking that red. I love that shit. I really do with the nice crispy white, dude. I freaking love that.
And it was America too. Like what other team would have the oil rig on
Right?
like on the helmet? Like
Those
how?
those really popped too, like the red and blue and the white. Like that shit really. I think that's a great pick, Keegan. Truthfully, because those really, you really saw those uniforms when they had. Like obviously we didn't watch them, but from what I've watched from them in the like videos and shit, those uniforms really popped on the screen, dude. They were great.
Oh,
That's a
dude,
great pick.
Watching
Warren
the Merle
Moon.
Campbell highlights. Freaking
Earl
that's all I
Yeah.
Campbell.
Oh yeah.
freaking seeing that. But I love your pick too, Clark. Freaking the Chargers jerseys. Those were so fucking crispy, dude. That's like my second one right there. Is that freaking baby blue with the Chargers? God, even the dark blue I thought was hard too. I like
Yeah.
that navy. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. You guys actually, I was thinking if anybody was gonna take mine, because when you said creamsicles, I was thinking mine is the creamsicle Buccaneers jersey.
It is. I was thinking the same thing.
I always thought, especially like with the aura behind knowing that they were really bad when they first wore those, like really, really bad. So like, I just kind of like that they kept. I like when the bad teams keep that stuff going. They're not scared of like the bad voodoo with it. And I'll just do a random one 'cause I know no one thinks of it. Man, I'm a big sucker. Like if you're playing Madden, you can go into like historic jerseys, like the '90s and stuff. If you guys ever played with the Atlanta Falcons, I think their '80s and
Oh,
'90s gear is some of the cleanest. I'm a sucker for that red and black style. I can't see that many colors that pretty. And just the way Dion wore it and all those. That to me, the Falcons are kind of underrated with their jerseys. I'll just say that. You guys got. I'll say this too. Maybe this is a different question. I like this convo. Favorite concept for like just a team. Like for me, I would say Falcons. Like to me, Falcons overall through the history, that's the coolest uni. Like, do you guys have a team that you're like every year it looks clean, or I love the classics with it? Is there a certain team that just has the most iconic uniforms?
I
it's
always
not,
liked the
yeah.
Broncos a lot. I always thought the Broncos colors, like they've always had solid uniforms.
Their classics too are
Yeah,
so
very
nice,
good.
dude. Yeah, the old John
Yeah.
Elways.
Way,
Mhm.
yeah.
There's a hey, shout out to my boy Joey Lee. There's a really funny comedian in Columbus that's like he's an older man. Like I think he's as old as our grandparents. And he is the most awkwardly funny fucking dude ever. He gets on stage every single show with a John Elway jersey on, and I think that is just
Hell yeah.
awesome. He goes, people will always remember me if I wear this. I think that's the coolest thing. I had to get a shout out there. TJ, you got like a team that you're just like, you know what, that team's just always clean.
Yeah, up until like recently, with their new rebrand, I love the Rams jerseys. Like the real classic like Deacon Jones, Jack Youngblood uniforms, down to like the Steven Jackson
Mhm.
era,
With the
before they
gold
left
with it.
yeah, when
Yeah.
they left St. Louis, they were always super clean.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. I'll even Keegan, right? We got one for you. I mean, you can almost say a home one. I think the Lions got some of the cleanest.
So funny that you're saying that. It literally has like the same color pattern as the Lions, but I just like the way it looks a little bit better, especially in the Cam Newton era. The Panthers, dude. I
Oh
always
yeah.
liked the Panthers color. I kind of even like their blue a little bit more than us, and they use a little bit more black than us. I don't know. I like that blue and black together like that. When Cam Newton used to show up and the all black had the blue letter right there, oh, I used to think that shit was hard.
Hard. And such a basic helmet concept, and they don't have to change it. Even back to the
Yeah.
Jake Delhomme days. We'll keep name dropping. I love some Jake Delhomme, dude. I think when we were at that Browns game together, TJ, when we were kids and we didn't know it, Jake Delhomme
Yeah.
was one of the captains in the corner that
Yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah. No doubt. Yeah.
What a time period for the
Oh
Browns fans,
man.
dude. Like that was so random. Oh my god, dude. That's so random. I love that. Oh, you know what? We'll jump into some NFL recap. We kind of go across the board. Of course, I got a list of things here. I'll start bringing stuff up if we, don't hit certain things. So let the boys ramble what's on their brain. I thought it was a fun weekend of football, and I said it in the group chat before I sent it off to you boys, and say too much. Man, you really notice you forget how awesome the NFL is. Like I'm always like pro college when you see like certain things, especially with the way Notre Dame's been playing and the success for Ohio State, Oregon. Like we kind of college is awesome, right? But man, when you watch the NFL Sunday, those boys don't fucking play, dude. Every game is this close, dude.
Yeah.
And like the
Nail
just
biters.
nail biters left and right, and dudes are hitting like fucking animals, and everything's so clean, like the cleanest football you could possibly see. I just thought I had a good time seeing that. But anything that popped out to you guys right away before we get into just our teams with our talk, with Lions, Niners, and Browns.
If I'll go first here if the boys don't care. I went to watch the 1 o'clock games with my brother-in-law. He's a big Steelers fan. He's from Pittsburgh, and that fucking game between the Jets and the Steelers was absolutely electric. Cool storyline. Quarterbacks were on the opposite teams last year. A lot of new additions for the Steelers. Got some good older guys like Jalen Ramsey made his presence felt there at the end of the game. But someone I'm really interested to see if they can build a good team around is Justin Fields, because I really think very similarly to how the Eagles built around Jalen Hurts, I think he could be a very good quarterback. He had some beautiful throws. That Garrett Wilson touchdown going to the right sideline was gorgeous. Ran the ball well. I could see the Jets fighting for like a wild card spot this year, really, especially with the Dolphins falling off, the Patriots not having a good showing. I really think the Jets could be a good team. And Aaron Rodgers, man, looked like Aaron Rodgers of the old little bit. He was fucking moving the offense well, had some great bullet passes in there. Very good game. Very good game. And I like how you brought up earlier. I think you and I are very similar in the fact I get caught up in college football a lot. And a lot of times I really kind of disregard the NFL. I had more fun watching NFL this weekend between the Sunday night game, which we'll cover later, and the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games I have in a long time. Like I was very entertained where I was locked in and like watched every snap. It was a great opening weekend of NFL football.
It's nice because nothing's on the line. There's no injuries yet,
Yeah.
storylines. It's just everyone's rolling out the dice. We had a pretty good offseason and not many people getting hurt. Man, I couldn't agree more. And hey, when I think of Aaron Rodgers, I think of like Anakin Skywalker. I do. I think he's in like his Darth Vader age right now, dude. I hope it comes through. You were the chosen one. And he just burned him alive. He came back, dude. And to see him do that. And I'll say this about that game Ramsey is a dog.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
it's crazy. We talk about how awesome the NFL is and seeing the skill level. When you see a dog separate himself still at this stage in his career to just own the whole field, control the whole momentum, and just eat them alive, talking all that crap. And that, I love when I love the ref just let him hit Justin Fields too. And that's also like a thing people don't talk about that Cam Newton always talked about. Would that get called if that was Joe Burrow? Probably, in a sense, or like someone like that. But like when you see these running quarterbacks, Cam Newton always says, "I ain't getting no calls, dude." And Justin Fields,
No.
that was a late hit for sure, but I didn't care. I love it. I love when you see him standing there too after he got knocked down. Oh, crazy! And just to see, like, I don't know, this is crazy. Oh man, what do you think, TJ or Keegan? What do you guys feel about your little NFL recaps?
I was really happy with the weekend of football. I was really excited for it for a long time. Of course, to watch the Browns play, but I think my favorite situation, Mike went over the good game
Yeah,
of the Sunday. I'm a sucker for the bad games. So Colts and Dolphins is fascinating to me. Watching Daniel Jones come out and be the first quarterback this century to score on every drive.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right? It was
yeah.
something
That's
like
what it
that.
was. That's
Something
exactly what it
obscure
is.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Dolphins just look completely whacked. So I was really excited to see that. And then going into the Lions Packers game, I was really interested in that too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially we'll get with that with Keegan with the Lions Packers of yeah, I think and we'll get in that with the Browns too, man. And even with the Niners. Starting with that divisional game is such a crazy situation. Like compared to any other game that you would watch. There's a lot of divisional games right away, but like man, it just starts a whole different feeling because everything's on the line like right away. And I think that's just so crazy. It really is. Keegan, man, how'd you feel watching stuff, or did you focus on that Lions game and then took it on the chin and turned it off?
So since it was first week of NFL, I was so excited to watch football again and get into it. I watched at the 1 o'clock game. I was actually watching the Browns and Bengals game, getting into that one and watching that go back and forth. Um, but man, I was loving all footballs, flipping in between them, and then about 4:25 when our game started, that's when I started to get pissed off at watching football. No, but I mean, we got a lot of hiccups. You could tell not playing the starters in the preseason and all that stuff. Like the starters were not ready to go, especially offensively. Um, we'll probably get more into the game talk here in a little bit, but
Yep.
like I was worried about defensively, I wish that we change up the playing call. We're still just doing the man shit. We're just taking Aaron Glenn's copy and paste, and that's gonna get us beat, man. Like we can't keep doing that stuff. Like if you're not getting pressure, which we were not getting any pressure on them, that's going to kill you in games. So we gotta change up defensively, and holy shit, interior line, we need work. Is Tate Ratledge the answer? Because God, that was awful. Only 2 yards per carry in the run game, and then I think it was like 3-point yard something in passing game. Golf was checking it down a whole lot. We were not able to get any of our things. Yeah, we'll get more into it, but God, there's a lot to diagnose in that game, and we were not ready week 1. But I mean, it's a tough place. Packers are a whole different team this year. They're a playoff caliber team. You went into Lambeau and you beat them in Lambeau the past 2 years. They're gonna have a chip on their shoulder. Shout out to the fucking Packers D line. I don't think the rest of the Packers D line, besides fucking Micah Parsons, is getting their flowers. Micah Parsons, don't get me wrong. He did all right. He only played fucking 30 snaps, and he had the 1 sack, which Golf probably could have fucking thrown that one away if we're being honest too. But the rest of their D line, they need to get their fucking flowers. They are the real fucking deal this year. That D line was scary, dude. They were stuffing the fucking run on us. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how they keep playing in the future. That Packers D line.
I think people forget that the Packers have had. I think they always correlated with Aaron Rodgers, man. But they've had some good teams. They've had some good 13-3 teams. They've had some when it was still 16 games this season. They've had some just solid, just playoff pushes. And Love is the real deal. And you're playing in Lambeau. Like it all adds up into a unique thing. Random fact: we talked about unis earlier. I just want to say this before I forget. I don't know if you guys saw. I think I sent it. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But Michael, that the Packers get their jerseys made by a small factory in Lambeau, and they're the only team in the NFL that doesn't get them made by Nike. And that's why when you saw Micah Parsons' jersey and it had some of the extra holes on it, looking like the vintage jerseys, they do that on purpose to make them lighter for the guys, and that's why they look like vintage jerseys. They get made by a little ass office that's been doing it for like 100 years. and they're the only ones.
Badass.
Nike's begged them,
Yeah.
like, what can we do? Like, can we work with them? They're like, no, we got it planned with the NFL. We don't have to work with you. Thank you. And that's why you won't even see like their logos on half their stuff, other than when you buy a jersey yourself. Look at a Packers jersey. There's no logo shit on it. I think that's so sweet. Just thought that was a random thing there. Yeah, dude, lines with that. I mean, let's just jump into it a little bit here. I'll say just a couple of the storylines. If you guys got anything with some of this stuff, I would say just yell it out. I just want to make sure some stuff gets hit before we go to our teams. Eagles Cowboys didn't shock me that much. I'll just say that real quick. It just didn't. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it was just entertaining. I mean, I like seeing the Cowboys kind of implode, but I'm also not one of those like I don't like Jerry Jones, but I'm not. I think the NFL's better when teams like that's better. I just do, and and I hate that division. So maybe Washington's the real deal. Who knows? Chargers beat Chiefs. I wasn't too shocked with that either, in my opinion, because I just think the way the Chiefs have started slow. You're playing in Brazil. It's just a weird situation. They are older. I do think it's hilarious watching the Travis Kelce, Xavier Worthy stuff with
Oh.
Taylor Swift.
Dude, he
And then,
killed
like,
that man.
you forget how big some of these guys are
Oh,
because he kind of
yeah.
looks like a dad sometimes, as he's gotten older, and he just ran through that boy, dude. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we're supposed to be the no, dude. You're a vet, baby. You ran right through him. That shit was crazy." And I really like the Justin Herbert talk. I know he has a lot more to prove. I'm more of a "what have you done for me" kind of guy. But I like the aura that fucking Chargers team has, dude. I do.
Yeah.
I think that division's so just nasty. Broncos, same thing. TJ saying the Colts thing, dude. What a fucking beautiful game for a team that we all thought was destined to be the worst team in the league. Like, and then was it Clark that said you said the Dolphins were going to be the fall off this year?
Yeah, I figured, and not that I fucking knew or anything,
Nah,
but
dude, you figured, baby. You called it.
I think a lot of those things I brought up about team chemistry and all that, and now we'll bring up later too about Tyreek Hill getting in trouble again. Like, I think that locker room, and me and TJ talk separately as well. I don't know how much it is with McDaniels. I think he is a good head coach and a very good offensive mind. I just don't think that team really cares for each other, really cares to win. Jalen Waddle, I remember I saw got walked off with a shoulder problem. I don't know if he came back in the game, but they didn't have any juice, man. Colts went out there and fucking ragdolled them, and shout out to them. Daniel Jones played a very good game and looked like I'm actually happy for him. I thought it was one of those guys kind of shit situation there in New York and played really fucking good ball.
I mean, did we learn anything with what's his nuts last year with the Vikings? Fucking,
Darnold, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like this stuff happens. It's the NFL,
Mhm.
and some of these guys just need the right situation, the right process around them. And dude, I mean, I think people forget that if you kind of get a healthy Jonathan Taylor, you got a pretty good fucking
Yeah.
situation with a healthy Quentin Nelson and so forth. Like their offensive line's always like had some problems, but they've always been pretty good. And like if they get some consistency, because those are one of those divisions that we were just talking about. I think San Diego, Kansas City, that's gonna be a tight one.
Mhm.
Anybody can kind of take what's going on with the Jags, Texans. After we Texans are kind of like everyone's favorite, but like they struggled. And then we saw what Ward's dad reacted to that kid dropping the ball. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
He's like, dude, please. And like, you got to understand, I think it's funny because he probably had the same look on his face with those Miami games where his son
Yeah.
just stood there with the ball like, dude, what do I... All right, you're open. You're like, it's just never ending. And that's what you get for the first pick. And then what else? Dude, I don't know if anybody else has thoughts with this one. I figured someone might, but Bills Ravens, dog. Man, are those two teams just I know the Eagles are right there and stuff, but man, it's the Bills and Ravens year. I really do think. I think either one of them could walk away if things go right with a title. They know how to play games. To me, it reminded me a lot of the Rams Kansas City game, 2016. You
Yeah.
know, just
It was a
electric.
fucking beautiful, beautiful football game, dog. I haven't been that locked in on an NFL game. Just both their MVP quarterbacks balling the fuck out. I felt bad for Henry fumbling there, but that's just the fucking way she goes sometimes. And Josh Allen made the most of it. That motherfucker's unreal, dude. What a life. MVP, fucking
His
hot.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? That guy got it all, dude. He out here living. Shout out to him.
If I was him, bro, Michael B. Jordan walked by.
Yeah, with some punk.
I'll be like, hey, man, you better.
Yeah, see
you
that
sure you-
15-point comeback I had the
Yeah.
other night? All right, nice.
You sure you ain't got a twin brother, Creed? You know what I'm saying?
Go do your fake boxing, son.
You know what, though? I will say one of the things I don't like about Josh Allen is for some reason, he looks like a guy that's supposed to be bald, but he's not.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
He will
like,
be. Yeah,
Like when
he
he has his
definitely gonna
hair
be.
done, it's like I don't know. Like Chris Pratt could play a good him for like a good like movie, you know. But like
Oh
just a
man.
kid from Wyoming type thing. But like, bro, his hair is disgusting, dude. I can't stand it. Oh, TJ, what you got? I think you're muted there, bud.
Not bad.
Are you good?
Good catch, partner. Uh, I'm fighting off the sun here.
I saw that. I was about to say something, but I was trying to get my
I was
thoughts
like,
straight because I was about to go on. I'm like, my man's fighting the UVs right now.
bro, it's tough out here by the lake, man. But dude, how as an American and as a football fan do you not just love Josh Allen, man? He's a golden retriever of a human being. And I agree with you, Jack. He does look like he should be bald, but like that might be coming later, like do-rag LeBron. Like that might be when he enters like the final layer.
Oh man, I love what you said because also it's the Bills thing, man. Could you imagine if the Browns had something like that? Because didn't he want to play for the Browns? That's a
Yeah,
thing.
he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be the guy that switches their history around."
And he went to like arguably it's the Great Lake Curse, right? You had the Lions, Bills, Browns. Like those three teams have always been the dirt of the dirt. And he did turn around, and I would be fair to say, even though the Bills have had some fun success in the '90s and so forth, some fun players, I think the market there would be tougher than Cleveland or Detroit.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like the market there, like I don't know if you guys ever went over to Buffalo, but like that ain't the fun side of Niagara, y'all. You gotta go, you gotta go hang out, with Drake and all them to go see the cool side. Like, like
Bro,
that's not.
when I was in Buffalo, they played a Monday night football game and we tried to go out for dinner and the entire city shuts down. And
Oh man,
I mean grandmothers to like little kids are dead ass serious about the Bills.
they
Dead
should be.
serious. Not a smile was cracked that night. Fucking locked in on the game. And they ended up beating Tampa Bay, I think. And the entire street we were hanging on went crazy. It wasn't just the bar, it was the whole neighborhood went absolutely nuts.
Dude, I would love to be born and raised in a. Yes, Cleveland kind of had that, and of course, like we're not that far me and Keaton grew up, where Detroit is, so like you could feel that, but like man, to be somewhere like Buffalo or like Lambeau, like they talk about like how like the elementary schools get involved with the games and how like it's just a small town and their runways only this big and like just to see everyone shut down. You got someone with a regular ass house, and with well water sitting right next to the goddamn stadium. Like that's just a crazy situation.
It's
Um,
cool.
it's so cool,
That's
man.
that's American football,
And the
baby.
Bills aren't getting a dome, right? They're sticking with the fresh air. That's a way to do it, baby. I love that. What a crazy game. Keegan sent me a thing the other day. I want to say, um, uh, was it Henry versus Ray Lewis when Ray Lewis was talking about
Oh yeah,
Henry
yeah.
going against him? When I saw
It
Henry
was Ray
fumble,
Lewis talking about how he would take on Derrick Henry and that he would make it a miserable day for him.
and I was like
Oh,
being
man.
funny. I'm like, I would watch out, Ray. But then when I watch Henry fumble, I'm like, yo, Ray would have fucking cracked his ass. Ray would have picked his ass up and put him down, dude. Can you imagine though if like he would have been on those older teams? I know they had like Jamal Lewis, another name shout out. I love him. But like imagine like a Derrick Henry on those old school teams. You kind of forget he was with the Titans as long as he was. And I'll wrap around with this before we get to our games. Man, Vikings Bears, what a weird game. It kind of felt like the Bengals Browns playing. Something about those fucking random ass teams in the North divisions just get weird quick, bro. The games get goofy. And shout out to Boy, man. I know I'm hard on him, but I mean, you're fresh off. Yes, he got injured last year, but in his brain, he's still fresh off a championship with Michigan. And you come in there, have a great second half against a guy like Caleb Williams who gets a lot more praise than you do, being a young guy that was the upcoming rookie last year with you. And I think I'll say this because we kind of text about this. The hate for like the random teams like the Bears and Caleb Williams and certain things, it's like, guys, it's week one. I'm so confused. Like, you
Yeah.
had a good first half, like things happen. Like, but it's funny how it doesn't work like that because, like, okay, before getting to the Browns game, Joe Flacco and the Browns, that's like what? They're the first team to ever lose by leading that by that many yards in the second half.
Yeah.
Like, but no one's talking about that because they're like, it's Joe Flacco, man. He's already won a Super Bowl. He's doing his thing.
Yeah,
You know
fuck
what I
him.
mean? Who cares? He's doing his best. What was he supposed
Yeah.
to do? Go Joe. He's a cool cat. But then when Caleb Williams, you're like, that motherfucker right there can't play ball. It's like, dude, like, honestly, like, everyone's trying. They have a new coach. It's Chicago, which is one of the most poorly ran. We talk about crappy owners and situations. The Bears they want to sell that team so bad. Like the fans don't want nothing to do with that shit. You know. But anyways, I just thought that game was electric, dude. And honestly, Keegan, after watching the games, it's just gonna be Lions Packers.
You're
And you'll beat it. You'll beat the Vikings are gonna be dangerous in a way, but you'll beat both those teams.
so funny you said that. When I was watching that game, that's literally all I could think of, especially when I was watching more of the second half. I'm just like, oh, so we really don't have to worry about these two guys this year. Because I was kind of maybe worried a little bit about Chicago with all the hype and stuff and the weapons they got. But God, after seeing that, and shout out to JJ McCarthy, man. Freaking way to, after you throw that pick six, calm yourself down, freaking just keep playing ball and just keep making your moves. And eventually, like, you'll get in a position where you can win the game. Like, I thought that was incredible by him, by a rookie quarterback. I hope he keeps having success in the future. But yeah, man, fuck the Bears and fuck the Vikings, dude. We're going to run their shit.
I love that.
I love it.
Dude, Vikings got a great coach. Like Clark's brought that up multiple times. His
know
coach
what?
is dog.
Let me make this point real quick. Fucking Lions need to take fucking a little bit something out of those offensive playbooks between fucking the Chicago and between fucking the Vikings. What I'd like to see more with and this is going back to Ben Johnson stuff a little bit, we need to fucking motion freaking Brown or Williams and get them into out leverage guys. That was one thing I noticed in the game that both teams did really well is they would use their motion to out leverage defensive players and stuff like that to get automatic throws where you know it's going to be open to your guys. Like, I think we need to do that way more offensively.
I mean, it's funny to see like the difference between all the coordinators when it comes to the NFL because they're dealing with like the best chess pieces, right? Like they get to kind of put them in whatever they want. And it's just funny to me how I'll say this with the Lions, Keegan. You're talking good point of like you're trying to copycat the same defense from last year. I thought it was kind of weird you guys weren't trying to copycat the same offense. Like that
right?
was like the one
Yeah.
thing that needed to be copycatted. The defense needed, even though they had a good coordinator, that defense failed them later in the year due to injuries and stuff, but they failed them. And they made games kind of a drag out when they shouldn't be and put golf in a bad position where if golf makes a mistake, they're screwed. It's like the defense needed a whole haul. And then you're playing the defense the same way, but then the offense is just playing ball. Oh, come the fuck on, dude. And like it's so funny. But you know what? Lions will be just fine. They got a good fucking roster. As I real quick, just random things. Of course, Tyreek Hill's in trouble again. Crazy. I've also seen rumors that he could get traded around.
Yeah.
Who was the one I saw? Someone crazy. Maybe I don't know if it was the Packers or something crazy like that again. Like someone's trying hard to get, like someone that just made a bunch of moves. I can't remember who it was. Trying to push for a kid like him. I wanted to ask you guys this: do you think if Tyreek Hill doesn't leave Kansas City, they have way more sustained success all the way through this to this point? Like, yes, they've been to Super Bowls. They almost had a three-peat, but you know what I mean. Like, not the difficult seasons. I think just Tyreek Hill alone, after watching Kansas City, you know, in Brazil, I think they almost don't lose a Super Bowl if they still had Tyreek Hill.
I'll make my opinion quick.
Go ahead.
Mine will be fast. Freaking, I think that they get one more Super Bowl. I think that they would have competed and still been really good playoff teams and be there. I think I would have gave him one more Super Bowl that year. Like right when he left, if he would have stayed, they would have had the Super Bowl that year. And then I think after that, maybe would have trickled off, maybe switched up to the Eagles and stuff like that. But God, they would have had one more. They would have definitely had one more.
Oh, dude, crazy. What were you gonna say, Clark?
I think just from an offensive schematic scheme like us, like ideology, just the pressure he puts on the back end of the defense, I think really helped unlock Patrick Mahomes for what he did. No, it helped get Travis open over the middle. Just having that much of a deep threat on the field at all times for a guy that has pretty much unlimited arm, I think would have really helped. Now, does it change the Super Bowl outcomes? I don't know. Who knows? I mean, that's just what ifs at the end of the day. But I think it definitely would have helped. He's never really had that type of receiver since. They've had Rashid Rice, but he's been hurt or gotten in fucking trouble. So it's really evident when you watch them play that they are struggling to really push the ball deep downfield. And when Patrick Mahomes can do that, he's damn near unbeatable. That's when he has those crazy comebacks and can uncork the ball 60 yards, run into his fucking throws it cross body. Right now, he doesn't really have that target, and with Travis getting older, it's going to get harder and harder for him to do that. That's why I'm interested just in the future of the Chiefs. What are they going to do to address that problem? I know they got Xavier Worthy, but like he hasn't really showed out much. So I think it definitely would have helped. If I'm the Chiefs, I know they got the picks, whatever from the trade. I would have just gave the man the money. and kept them.
I
What do you think,
agree.
TJ?
I
Yeah.
agree with the boys, man. I agree with Keegan in that if they keep Tyreek, they probably get one more. And I agree with Mike that like Tyreek for the Chiefs was their like weapon X. Like being able to just take the lid off the defense at any point in time really changes the way that teams will play against the Chiefs. And having your deep ball guy be Valdez Scantling is
Yeah.
not anywhere close. And that's no shot at
Yeah.
Valdez Scantling. He's nowhere close to the same deep threat that Tyreek was, where teams legitimately have to game plan like, hey, if you're playing safety this week and Tyreek has a head of steam and he's running, he's gonna blow right past you.
Well, I think about it this way. I'll say this thought. This is why it made me think of it. Of course, I know it that Niners would have won that Super Bowl that first time against them if they didn't have Tyreek Hill. Because if you remember, Pat Mahomes didn't play that well, but he hit that huge shot with Tyreek at the end to run away with it when they were losing. And I thought about like this title runs they've been on without him and how awesome that's been. And just how like would those same teams beat the Niners? Of course they did again, but like that other Niners team I think was even better. That rookie Boza year with that front seven, with Buckner, with Armstead, we were just better back then. But I want to throw this little caveat, I guess, in the situation. Is this what separated Bill Belichick from people? I know he's getting a lot of slander, but Tom Brady went through a lot of turnover. I mean, he had Deion Branch to start with and things like that. Like he went through a lot of turnover just to even get to Gronk, just to even have like the Edelman's come in after the Wes Welkers and Hogan even like had some success for a second. Like is this what separates Bill Belichick in comparison to someone like Andy Reid, who is not a general manager coach? He is just a really, really, really good legendary coach. But when you don't have your finger in the pie as much, maybe you don't tap in exactly to what you need to find those specific parts. And I just think Bill Belichick deserves a little credit when these things happen. Everyone wants to talk about Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes. Everyone loves comparisons, first take style arguments. But I'm like, no one thinks about the real stats that make someone a GOAT. And I'm like, this is what made Belichick a dog because he had guys like Valdez Scantling and guys like that, those type of caliber talents, and made them work. And it shows you how good Tom Brady was. And to me, if they don't get Pacheco running the ball well, that shows you how good a running game was. Because New England always had a no name that ended up being a stud for a couple of years. And that's just the way it went. And now shout out to no names. I think the best talent of all time that was the best that never was, LeGarrette Blount, baby. We'll do the best that never was segment one day, bro. I think, hey, that motherfucker had it coming talking shit to me after you beat me, bro.
Oh yeah.
My favorite was everyone's too scared to do anything to him.
Yeah,
Like
they're like, "Oh,
when he hit him, even the coach was like, "Whoa, hey, buddy, whoa there!" Like they're dealing with the horse that got loose. Like,
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount, baby, the best. He went to Eastern Mississippi as well for a little bit. Love that. Random shit. Giants sticking with Wilson. I think people are making that a bigger deal than it is, but man, I'm sad to see Russ Wilson kind of suck now. I am. Like, we grew up in that era, right? Like, Seattle was kind of clean, bro. I thought Russell Wilson was easy to root for when we were younger. He just was. And now he's just, Mr. Unlimited. You know what I mean? You ever been dangerous? He kind of gives me like those, who's that dude that Tom Segura makes fun of? Is that Garth Brooks? No, it's not.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
Garth
who it
Brooks.
is.
Gives
He's a
kind of
serial
that,
killer.
gives that kind of vibe out a little bit, You ever been dangerous? Like, dude, Russell, calm down, easy fella. Oh man. Of course, I'll get to this real quick later, but Kittle out for a little while. He got injured he had a good start to the game, but his hamstring. I hate to see that early on at his age too. It's just frustrating.
My fantasy tight end.
Dude, I almost got him, but I didn't. And I was mad about it. And I was like, oh, because he had a good year last year. Apparently that worked out for me. And then Purdy as well. But I'm not really mad about the Purdy thing because I'm kind of curious and interested to see if we can have sustained success with someone like Mac Jones. And then I'll get into the game, but I love that CMC can play. But if you guys watched any of that game right away, they weren't setting him up for success. They were just dumping the ball off to him, and he was getting smacked. I'm like, bro, whoa, hey, like this dude was literally out all year, and this is the first fucking play call, Shanahan. And I don't blame Purdy. He's like, fuck it, McCaffrey's right there, give it to him. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, yo, dude, tendonitis in the Achilles is real, dog. Like, this is week 1. We gotta go to the playoffs. And then everyone's gonna be like, oh, CMC gets hurt all the time. Like, yeah, he touches the ball fucking 45 times a fucking game. Like, this isn't like all American, arcade style with no injuries on, dog. Like, you can't do that shit. It's just fucking ridiculous.
It's so funny you said that. When I was watching that game, you were living in my head, Jack. Every time that CNC was getting hit, I just kept thinking, "Oh, Jack's freaking out right now."
I'm like, get down, dude. I'm fucking drinking and shit. I'm like, yo, like, fucking relax, dude. Like, I was getting frustrated, man. I was getting nervous. But as long as, we're already hurt, Juwan Jennings as well. I'm just hoping to go to the wild card, baby. That's all I want. Like, I just want
So
to
crazy
win.
you guys won that fucking game too. You guys had every reason to lose that game when I was watching the
Yeah.
highlights and everything and still pulled it off.
You know what, man? We'll get into it real quick because it's just my team. And you got into the lines a little bit there, and like that was just a good matchup with the Packers. I don't think people care about Seattle and Niners as much as they used to. That used to be a fucking prime rivalry. Oh, it kind of reminded me of the way the Bills Ravens matchup was. You know what I'm saying? But I'll get into hey man, that's why we pay Purdy the money. Sometimes you just need a steady hand. And Purdy is a steady hand. And that kid I know he frustrated me last year. Um, but also we lost a lot of guys. And it was just cool to see, like, against a division foe, a tight game. I take a lot of credit into that as I knew it wasn't going to be clean. Like, you almost can't even judge anything that's going to be on this team yet. Same thing probably with the Browns and Lions, where it's like you're playing against a divisional foe and everyone has each other's number. Whatever stats come out of that are probably not going to be the median for the year. They're going to be tighter. They're going to be rough. And I do think there's times we move the ball really well. And I also think there's times that we just don't know what to do because with McCaffrey kind of being limited, they're getting Robinson trying to figure out. And then, like, the wide receiver room's kind of weird right now. We're going through like I was talking about Bill Belichick stage. Like, you're about to see if John Lynch and them are really worth the bucks, Moody got cut, thank God. He was a third-round draft pick. You know how crazy is that?
It is nuts, man.
Dude, like, third-round draft pick out of here. I'm like, what are we? And that's what makes me mad. Is like we used to pride ourselves in being one of the best drafting teams, and right now I'm like, Pearsall at least, like, hey, everyone loves him. But good win for us. I won't even go much deeper than that because if Kittle and them get hurt right now, fine, sit their ass. You guys know my motto. Sit their ass. I don't care if you fucking by week 3, Kittle's like, I think I'm good to go. Don't care, big dog. Sit there. I don't need you. Fucking, if you want to dress, fine. We'll put you in the fourth quarter in a close game. Other than that, I ain't fucking touching nobody no more. I'm so tired of it, bro. And our team's old as a motherfucker, dude. And you can feel it. You can feel it, bro. Even like Fred Warner, he's not losing his step, but he got up a few times. I'm like, man, he felt that. Like, he got up a little. He needed help this time. He should just pop up all the time like the Predator. And now he's got his hands out. I'm like, fuck, dude. What's that fucking noise? Fuck. That's how I felt when Chris McCaffrey was getting it. Like, I was getting so fucking worked up. Oh, man. TJ, I want to get into you real quick. I was kind of hoping I could stall enough to work out Eric because I know he'll be joining a little bit with the Browns talk. But man, first I want to say I'm sorry. Like, what a Browns loss.
I know.
Like, man,
Yes,
you got
sir.
football's back, baby. Football's back. The Lions are struggling in Lambeau for a little bit. The Browns are fucking literally balling out and sucking at the same time. It's wild to see. I think it's a curse. I do. I think someone along the line visited a witch and said OSU is gonna fucking be dope all the time, and we're gonna have crazy wins. But the Browns are gonna be like, it's bad. But man, it was good to see Garrett kind of earn his money right away. That hit against fucking Burrow was fucking insane. To me, even though you guys lost, I don't know if you'll agree. That was there's no morale victories in the NFL, but that was definitely more of a better situation for Cleveland than it was for the Bengals. The Bengals did not answer any of their questions during that game and struggled their ass off. And then they dumped all that money. At least the Browns kind of are in that weird realm where there's a lot of hope for the future because you kind of are trying to figure out your pieces, but you're not dedicating to every single motherfucker on the team. Yeah, you paid Garrett, but at least you didn't pay all the guys that the Bengals just did and then struggle against a struggling Cleveland team when the Bengals are the Bengals ain't there with the Bills and Ravens after that performance. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just think it's interesting because the Browns are just looking to survive this year. No offense. That's just what it's the lay of the land sometimes. Hell, as a Niners fan, I'm looking to survive. That's why I'm just looking for a wild card appearance, baby. I just want to keep the resume up so we don't fire nobody to have some consistency up in this bitch. And I know Keegan's probably thinking the same thing. Like, even if something goes haywire this year, don't do anything crazy with Campbell and shit. Let's just keep the pieces. Maybe fire a coordinator here and there. I'm always cool with that. But, like, let's not fucking freak the fuck out. Let's have some sustained success. But TJ, man, heartbreak. But what do you take away from that game?
It was a super frustrating
Yeah.
game to lose. Just to see everything immediately get weird. Like we can't run the football. Joe Flacco throws 45 times in a game. You know, we're really stifling the Bengals offense in the second half. It really, to be honest, as much of a Browns kind of doomer as I am, I do feel okay about it. And I'm happy that we're playing all the kids. Fannin was a huge part of the offense on Sunday. Sweshinger, played really well on Sunday. And like you said, we're kind of in that weird spot where like we got to figure out what we have. We're super early into the rebuild. So we got to kind of figure out what we're working with. And I just ultimately I was kind of frustrated with the offensive line. Sampson had a good game, and I'm really excited to see kind of how he grows. But in my opinion, he's not going to be an RB1 kind of guy for the Browns. He's the garnish on top of whoever is RB1, which hopefully is Quinshon Judkins, but I don't think if Judd would have played Sunday, it would have made that much of a difference. I think the line just looked stale and flat. What Jerome Ford had like 6 carries for 8 yards or something like that. Like just an awful game. So do I think it's sustainable? Joe Flacco throwing 45 times a game and every drive being a 15 play like a tooth puller.
Mm-hmm.
Is that sustainable? No. But to see us go out there and at least show like a little bit of fight, and especially a little bit of tenacity on defense, I was super happy to see it.
Oh yeah, dude. Yo, especially like the defenses. If you guys could stay sturdy, that's the Browns' way, though. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Since 2000, the Browns. Oh, their defense ain't that bad, but what are we gonna do with the ball? Like that's how it felt. It felt like it was 2004 again. It really did. And Flacco, he's another steady hand. Like he just. I don't think he played bad at all, and I think some people are already tripping. I've heard a lot of talk already, like, well, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "It doesn't mean anything. You're just gonna keep playing the next game. Like, we got a long season." Um, do you think the Bengals are gonna be late bloomers again, like last year? Because that's kind of how this team is, isn't it? Like they just kind of have to find their stride, and usually it's a little too late. Last year was a very good representation of that.
I think so, and I think it's a tough spot to be in for the Bengals because like the Ravens come out and lose, but in a somewhat dominant performance uh, in Buffalo. I just think the Bengals, like you say, consistently come on too late in the year. And I don't understand how the defense hasn't been addressed. How that's been a problem for them for 2 or 3 years. Like guys I talk to at work who watch one football game a week know the Bengals defense is bad. So how does the front office not get that? And how is that not what they're working on? And I mean, I guess you could say like signing or drafting Shamar Stewart and like re-signing Hendrickson, like that's a step in the right direction, but they need like an overhaul. Like take it down to the studs and figure it out because I mean, they are an awful defense.
Hmm. Oh yeah, and it kind of goes to. I just think Bengals fans are funny, right? They're bitching, pay our guys, pay our guys. Yes, pay them early. Don't wait, because obviously that fucks you guys over every time. You won't learn. But, I don't know. Like, it's the name of the game. You're going to lose a couple guys to keep a couple guys. You don't get to keep everybody on offense and then bitch about the defense later. That's just like, if that was the case, then everyone would do that. Like, no one would ever leave. You wouldn't see any rotation of talent. You just play, oh, fuck it. We're just going to sign everybody. No, you can't do that,
Yeah, you'd
especially in a
get the
smaller
you
market.
you'd get the Dodgers in football.
Like,
That's how that works, man.
it's crazy, man. The Bengals are fucking booty. But you know what? I think it's going to be fine for the Browns. I'm excited to see what everything looks like in that division because I think the Steelers, even though that game was exciting and I think they won't be the worst thing, I don't think the Steelers are that much better, though, than they usually are at that 500 level. Like every game's going to be a drag out. They might have a couple good victories. Just like last year, they'll have a good month like Russ Wilson had, and that'll be it. I'm kind of hoping the Browns can play spoiler this year, just steal some random wins, And the way that looked against the Bengals is that's kind of how they play gritty like that. Like I love when you see a team that's like, "Fuck it, we ain't gonna win that much. Let's go." Because as a Niners fan, Arizona's that for us. Because Arizona always goes crazy because they have nothing to fucking lose. They're just like, "Fuck it, we got a bunch of young cats. Let's go crazy." And like it's just fun that way. And at least where the Browns they ain't that young, not as young as they used to be. So like it's just gonna be interesting to see. Very interesting to see. You got anything on the Browns game, Clark, before we move forward?
Not much, really. It's kind of what I expected. I think holding Burrow to 7 yards in the second half is very impressive. Our one bright spot, Newsom played really well against Jamar Chase. That was a matchup I was kind of worried about on that end. Played very good. Trying to think of anything else. I remember Schlesinger played well. Rookies really showed out. I really think Fannon's going to get a lot of dink and dunk passes underneath from Njoku probably getting the best linebacker over him for coverage wise. I wouldn't be surprised to see him have north of 700 yards receiving this year. I think he's going to be utilized a lot. Offense just looks kind of stale sometimes. It's not really not pushing the ball downfield, which I know we don't have really a lot of great receivers. Judy dropped a very critical fourth down pass, which I still say to this day he's not that good a receiver. I think he's got force fed the ball last year. I'm not a huge fan of him. Steve Smith said he ain't a dog, and I believe fucking Steve Smith, dude. So
Steve
I'll
Smith
take his
Senior,
word.
baby.
Yeah, senior, my fault. PG, didn't mean to
Have some
disrespect you,
respect.
but yeah, it's what I expect. I didn't like TJ said, and you as well. Like they showed some very good things. I think that I didn't expect from them, but they got to win that fucking game.
Yo.
Cut that kicker, get someone else in there, get anybody. That was fucking disappointing. Did feel a little bad for the fucking dude. He's a rookie. I can't imagine what going home after that must feel like. You lost your team to fight. You missed extra point and a field goal. Like that's got to feel fucking terrible, dog. Like that's got to be a dark place to go home to your dark apartment in probably fucking Cleveland. You're sitting there at fucking nighttime, eyeballing your pistol.
It always makes me
Fuck
think
this.
I think it's Dion that he was talking about kickers. They're like, what would you say to a kicker that missed that many field goals? He goes, "You better not talk to me." And he's like,
That's what I mean.
you got a job to do. If you don't do that, you better not talk to me. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah, that's gotta
saying?
be
Like,
tough, dog.
like, imagine if you was talented as Dion and you lose because the little fucking, wannabe
Yeah.
accountant couldn't nail it in from 35.
Ah, fuck, I missed.
Oh man. Well, let's move forward a little bit, wrap up some of the NFL stuff with some of the games coming up. I'll get with Keegan here because I think it's fun. I'll shoot out some random ones that we don't hit, but just definitely hit our teams. I think Bears Lions is going to be really fun, Keegan. I really do. And I do think that it's a good bounce back game for the Lions. I almost like it more that it's another divisional game because that's probably the talk in the locker room is we cannot start this 0-2. And you're also going against the Bears who think they're going to do what the Lions did. Like they're like, "Oh, we're going to take the North and never give it back." Like Detroit's got to say something about that. Sure, the Packers, this has been their home for a long time. Lions fans even know that. And they're willing to take that loss to meet them at the end. I think, you guys play almost last game of the year almost, something like that. Something crazy. Or Vikings or something. But I think the Lions are going to fucking win without a doubt. And I think the Bears aren't going to be that bad. I just think the division's pretty good.
No, I agree with that statement 100%. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a redemption divisional game, which I love. Yeah, get us
same with them too.
Feeling confident again and everything. Just gotta. I mean, it's the old football saying. We got to be better at doing our jobs consistently. Like you just got to get all on the same page, fix the fucking mistakes that you guys had week one. You're gonna have those hiccups, being excited, especially like I'm just gonna say the young guy like Tate Ratledge. Like I saw a clip today where it was showing like. He must have got like the wrong play calls or something because he was like heading the opposite direction or bumping into one of our guys, like blocking and stuff like that. So clean up those fucking easy mistakes. Just come back out next week and just play a perfect performance, man. Just do your job and freaking we're a good enough team that we should blow them out of the water. but it just starts by doing your job right. That's all you got to fucking worry about, baby. Nothing else. Nothing else.
100%, dude. It's early in the season. It's time to
Yeah.
make some statements, get some wins, get some shit moving, get the fucking butterflies out. I think that game will just be fun. Browns Ravens, real quick. I know you guys. I even wrote in here, in parentheses, can the Browns do what they did last year and steal a win in Baltimore? 'Cause that was in
No.
Baltimore last year, right? Was that in
Yeah.
Baltimore? Yeah, you guys won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, after a big, you know how it goes. Sometimes they blow their loads early, baby. Maybe the Ravens did that. You never know. But do you guys think it will be a good game? At least I do.
I
It's too early in the
don't.
season.
I don't know, man. The way I see it, like if you're gonna get your ass beat, at least get your licks in. So if we can see more positive signs from a couple of our guys, that would be enough of a win for me to at least like be able to sleep at night after that game. I'd like to see the defense force a couple 3-and-outs, and really fly to the ball. That would make me feel better. As far as like us realistically winning the game, I just don't see it, man.
Hey, you know what? I'll put that energy out there for you boys because I get to watch from afar without my emotions intact for it. Hey man, what do you think, Clark? I know what you're gonna say. This probably a game that you turn on for a second, turn off for a second.
Dude, they're also celebrating the 30-year anniversary of the Ravens being a team this weekend. They stole them from the Browns, and now they're celebrating and they play them. It's gonna be an ass whooping, dude. Ravens
Nah,
are coming
fuck that,
pissed
Browns.
off.
The Browns go in
Dude.
there and ruin that shit and look at Ozzie Newsome and say your jersey's in our rafters, bitch, and then just fucking run through that hoe, dude. Hell yeah.
Derrick Henry may break the fucking rushing record this week.
Nah, bro.
don't
Derrick
know.
Henry can't even hold Jamal Lewis's stats, baby. Get out of here.
We'll
Always
see. I think hopefully it'll be
optimistic.
a good game.
Nah, I'm just having fun with it because you know what? That pisses me off for the Browns. You know what? Go Browns. Keegan's not his head too.
Yeah.
You know what? You took our team. Yeah, let's fucking win this bitch for the Gipper, baby. Let's get after it. There's random
Real quick
games.
for you Browns guys, just because it popped in my head. Like, is Myles Garrett like all good? Like no injuries, like nothing, anything?
Yeah.
Yet.
Supposedly he's healthy.
Because God, when I was just watching him, man, I don't know why I got this weird feeling that he's freaking like gonna be back on track doing his like defensive MVP stuff. I know you guys don't have the greatest defense and stuff, like guys around him, but God, I just feel like that motherfucker's gonna get after it this year, just because there's nobody else. I really do expect high numbers from him this year. I don't know why. I got that feeling.
And you know how he goes? He's considered the best first half of the season player of all time.
Yeah, he does it every year, which fucking irritates me so bad that he
He's the
disappears.
best first
dog.
half of the year every
blow his load early.
year, and then he gets hurt, and they ride him through. And by the time it's the end of the year, he's getting praised because how hard he played because his shoulders in pieces or something. Like that's literally every
That's
single
bullshit.
year for him.
Go
And
speed.
and I wish they had more help because his double teams ain't gonna go away.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Oh no.
go speed. Is that what you said? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Go fucking speed, but go flip your Porsche. A deer ran out in front of me. Fuck outta here.
Random games to name out. Of course, we got Eagles Chiefs redoing that. I think that might be a bloodbath, dude. I think the Eagles might just fucking. I don't know, but I also think the Chiefs. I like how personal they take stuff. I know a lot of people get mad at Travis Kelce and them for being like that, but I think that shit's awesome. Like if you've won that many Super Bowls and you're still fucking barking at motherfuckers and headbutting dudes and yelling at them and pushing. I don't care if you're dating Taylor Swift. That's some dog shit right there, baby. Get after it. You could be retired right now, hanging out with your billionaire wife, fucking vibing. But no, you out here headbutting your teammates, yelling at mofos. I love it. I hope that's a decent game. I love Chargers Raiders. I'm gonna be watching that division all year, real close. I think those games are gonna be super super fun. I really like Commanders Packers. I think it's gonna be like kind of the battle of two come up teams that are right there to with the Lions, Eagles, and such, Rams. It's Commanders Packers. Like that's kind of your playoff picture. Other than maybe throwing like I'd say the Buccaneers are still my favorite in that division too. But that was a cool game. That Falcons game was wild, bro. That was another electric game. Those games are always crack me up because you always know they have like the least viewers. It's kind of like feeling like you're watching like when I was Saturday when I was going back and forth. Loved the Ohio West Virginia game. All about that shit. Awesome upset. But like watching like the commentators talk was hilarious to me because like you could tell they got like their D team out for this one, baby. And like even the one guy's like, he got a tackle, he got a tackle. Like that shit makes me laugh. That's kind of Oh man, that shit just makes me laugh, and that's kind of how I felt watching the Atlanta game for some reason. Every time I watch like the Bucks, Atlanta, or Carolina, and I'm like, this is just like the weirdest fucking football. I don't know what it is, but I think that'll be awesome. Broncos, Colts. I think we're gonna find out which team's kind of legit. I like that matchup a lot too. I do look to see the Colts totally not doing what they did before. I'm just saying it. Like I just prove me wrong. That'd be dope. Be a cool story all year. But the Broncos are legit, dog. And even though they got a lot of growing pains still with Bo Nix and different things, we've talked about it. Sean Payton's a dog. Before we move on to college, anything else for that NFL stuff, guys? Before we hyperspeed through some college shit,
Nope.
we're doing pretty good actually right now.
No,
Yeah.
Look at
no,
us.
I think we pretty much covered it.
Let's go. Hey, man, we're getting better, y'all. That's a real good way of doing it compared to just going through the thing. I just try to write it out ahead of time, get everyone going. Oh, man, Zoom user. Are we getting hacked right now, dude? Show yourself. Oh, there he is. Oh, man. It's like talking to Herb, like when he talks to Herb Street when he's chilling in the car.
Where we at, boys? Where we at? Fucking out here selling flooring, baby.
Hell yeah, baby, making money. We actually just got done with the NFL talk, and we just finished up kind of talk about next week, Browns Ravens. But for you, Eric, man, we just got done with Cincinnati Browns. I said that was a worse situation for Cincinnati and a better situation for Cleveland, even though they lost. Because since he put all that money in that team and they can't beat the Browns, and the Browns, yes, they led in yards, terrible loss, but it's Browns football. Football's back.
Yeah, I'll be quick because I'm driving, so
Yep.
I'll be quick here. I think my favorite thing with the Browns this week was I thought the rookies fucking balled. I thought all the rookies did well, really, really well, man, really well. Judkins will be back soon, so I'm excited for that. Fucking kicker, man, the fucking kicker. Just make your layup kicks, bro. And then that Burrow sack, that one that Miles had 3 straight sacks on. If that was a safety, we probably win the game too. You know, it's just but it was an embarrassing loss, man. The rookies played well, and so I was happy about that. Did you guys do uniform talk already too?
Oh yeah, we knocked that off. What's your uni?
Okay, so I was looking at so many throwbacks, but I kept on coming to those new NFL rivalry uniforms.
Yeah,
they need to do that for every team in the league next year, man. I think those are so fire, every one of them. Jack, the Niners are probably my favorite because they actually have a black helmet now with that black, red, and gold. I think the Cardinals one's sick, like the Desert Storm look. So I just really hope this becomes a thing because I always thought the NFL could take a page out of the NBA's book with uniforms like that. There's no reason to wear the same uniform for 15 of your 17 games, man. Like, have some fun with it. They got enough money. Let's just be more creative.
Oh yeah, especially in a progressive league where like even baseball has cool uniforms and they're old as hell about how they do shit. No, I love that. When we went around the room, Keegan shouted out the Houston Oilers for their jerseys. TJ went creamsicles for the Browns with the white face.
I knew TJ was going to do that.
Yeah.
I knew TJ was going to do that.
And then Clark, you went
Chargers baby blue.
Baby blue. LaDainian Tomlinson. With the backstory, getting that jersey himself. I wanted to ask you real quick, Eric, because we kind of threw this at the boys. What team you think has like just the best concept of uniforms in like history, like overall, from start to finish? They just look clean.
Oh, overall,
I said
it sucks because their most recent ones that have been the worst. I'd probably say the Falcons.
Right here, baby. That's the one. That's why I said.
Have had some heat.
Same.
But I dislike the newest ones the least. But that color concept's so easy. A black helmet's always clean. I just love a black helmet.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd probably go with the Falcons, I guess. Tampa would be up there because even Tampa's regulars are so nice. Instead of like a black, they have that really dark, like, what did you call it? Like a slate gray almost?
Yeah.
Like
dude,
that almost cannonball look that Ohio State used to wear on their helmets.
Yeah.
Like almost that look. But all right, boys, I'm getting off. I'm about to get back on the highway. I love you, boys. Have a good episode.
Love you, brother. Peace.
Peace.
I love that, dude. Look at that. We should do that more often. Little drive-bys like that. Man, that guy has so much energy, bro. He's a better person than me. I'd have been like, "Oh, y'all did the pod? I'm gaming right now. See you guys later."
Check it later.
I just got home eating some mac and cheese and hot dogs, motherfucker. Like, I'll be fucking. I love that cat, bro. Oh
For
man.
for any of our listeners out there that might work in law enforcement, that was all entertainment purposes only. All things depicted by Eric were props. He was not actually driving and operating a telephone.
Oh no, dude! He actually, for those of you that don't know, he doesn't even have his license. He's driving around the parking lot right now practicing. His dad was right next to him. He was sitting on his dad's lap. You just couldn't see him. Oh, let me drive stick, daddy. Oh man, what a time. Oh Jesus! Oh, here we go. All right, let's go to some college football real quick because it's gonna be quick, easy. It was a fun weekend, but nothing too severe. I always think the beginning of college football is kind of fun during this time of year because, well, there's not usually too much going on. Just a couple big games, and a whole lot of talk, man. And I'll get you guys' perspective about that AP girl if you guys heard about her.
Oh
It's-
yeah.
that shit is wild to me. But real quick to go through some of the shit that happened. Florida losing to University of South Florida. Awesome game. That quarterback for the University of South Florida might be one of my favorite players. I think we talked about him a little bit last week too in the chat. I think that dude's just a mean motherfucker, dude. I love that guy. I wish guys like that could play at Notre Dame. Do your studying, kids. Maybe you could play at Notre Dame. But I thought that shit was awesome, and I just want to throw this out with you guys, bringing up the AP stuff. Should we? Because I've been doing a lot of like research on like I watched a full video and looked up like Auburn claiming 9 championships, right? And why Auburn was able to try to claim 9 championships now, and which ones are kind of legit, and how champions were decided, and how there was always these different formulas that were used for declaring the title or declaring the top 25. I kind of want to see us throw preseason stuff out the window a little bit. And I'm saying this from a Notre Dame fan where we're benefiting from the structure, staying where we're at because we haven't played since Miami. But I want to toss this to you guys. I think a team like USF, even though we know, sure, they might lose, or we know, sure, they're not as good as some of these other SEC teams and so forth. But if they have these wins, especially beating Miami, I think it'd be better for college football for teams like that to be ranked at the top 3 that prove themselves right away, even if we know it's not going to stick. Because I think it's just better for football. I think they get to say they were ranked that high, which is good for recruiting at all levels. I think it evens out the playing field for a lot of different teams. I think it represents and makes the Power 5 that more important, or the Power 4 that more important. Because I think sometimes it's just kind of like, oh, Power 4, Power 4. It's like, well, wouldn't it be cool if the ones that aren't the Power 4 actually still got some representation, at least earlier in the year, if they get some upsets? Maybe they played 4 games. Teams like Ohio State, Notre Dame are sitting at like 2 or 3 games played. They're 4-0, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know. I would like to see a difference in the top 25 is what I'm saying. And I think USF is like the perfect example. Whatever you guys think to that.
I would think that'd be fucking awesome. Because imagine some of the crazy ranked teams we see at week 1 upset, like fucking UMass is ranked number 1.
Yeah.
But to the USF's credit, that's a fucking good team, man. And they got Miami coming up this week, and they really could fly up the fucking they pull off an upset, could really fly up the rankings. It'd be cool. It reminds me of I think it was 2007.
07.
Yeah, when we had it was like
Ohio
Missouri
State
was up
Yeah,
there.
Ohio State, USF, and then like a bunch of
Yeah,
teams right there. Yeah.
Kansas was Kansas State. I think Colin Klein. I think that
Yep.
was his team. Yeah, there was a lot of weird teams that are really good. Like those are always cool historically because you see like why the landscape of football shifted and shit like that. So I think that'd be a really cool idea. But imagine some of the fucking crazy like Ohio State loses week 1, they're not ranked or some crazy shit like that. Like and then how much would that affect games that are like Ohio State, Texas, right? Because if you lose, then you're fucking unranked. So it'd have a lot of shit going that way too.
Or at least like combo it somewhat more and not be married to the preseason rankings.
Yeah.
Like, sure, we know Ohio State, Notre Dame, Texas. Say Texas, Notre Dame, perfect 2 examples, right? We know that they're better than the other teams. So if you want to sit those still the top 25, you put them in that, maybe almost market 20 through 25 differently. Where like you kind of have fun with those teams. Instead of looking at them as just a piece of paper teams, no, like, all right, Texas Notre Dame's sitting at 20 and 21. And now they have to fight back up the ladder, even though we know they're better. That's why they're still there. But teams like USF, they're moving up. Teams like that moving up. And we had a lot of FBS teams lose. Probably some of the most ever, actually, they were saying. I think Kansas State lost as well. UMass lost against a FCC school, FCS school. Eastern Michigan lost. Now, I'm not saying crazy teams here, but, like, still, like, big fucking deal.
One crazy one to throw out. Division III, Adrian College beat a Division One. I can never fucking say their name. Valparaiso. I can't fucking say that shit right.
Valparaiso. Yeah.
Yes, Adrian College, a D3 school, fucking beat them this weekend. A D3 over a D1, which is absolutely insane.
That's awesome.
That's a fucking crazy upset. And one I want to throw out this weekend that could be another wild one. We've talked a lot about this team. Is Michigan State plays Youngstown this weekend. Youngstown's quarterback had like 260 yards rushing at halftime last weekend. Apparently, Youngstown State's a very loaded team. I've been trying to find everywhere I can bet that fucking game, and I can't find it. It's driving me nuts. But I'm trying to put money on Youngstown to win that shit.
That's where you need an old school bookie, baby. Yeah, go.
Oh yeah, give me a line.
Yeah, dude. No, I that shit's just. I have upsets too coming up. I think Wyoming, baby, take down Utah in Wyoming, dude. There's some weird games being played, like at weird ass places too. Like some of the matchups are kind of very interesting.
Jack, real quick before we move on, I wanted to just backpack and say something completely obvious about the college football rankings. This college football rankings, like we have this idea because we all grew up playing the NCAA like football games that, oh, this team is a 91 overall and they're 92 offense and 94 defense. It's like, do you realize just how tight the margins are when you go from the 40th ranked team in the country to the 80th ranked team in the country? Just how tight all of that gets. It's not like there's like a formula that you can do that goes, okay, well, this team is legit and this one's not. Outside of the top 15, it's all based on vibes and wins. Mm-hmm. And I think people should stop taking the rankings so seriously, maybe outside the top 10 or 15, because everything is just so tight. You have no way of separating what schools would be capable of.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it's like, why? I thought it was so interesting in the history of things where like they could not go back and forth between the media and the writers and the calculation systems. Well, whoop-de-fucking-do. How about we just fucking do both? Like, why don't they, in a certain way, why don't we come up with, if a team's balling out and they have some good stats against good people, put a little more weight into it? I don't think the columnists and the writers should be involved at all, especially when it comes to the way the money is now. I think the way it used to be, sure, it made sense. They're all tapped in. There's some credibility there. I also think it's kind of wild because there's a lot more writers for a USC team than there is for a UMass team or an Army team. So they kind of get that fluff. But it's like nowadays with all the money on the table, I think it's too hard to track to put it in the hands of anybody. And especially the committee stuff. We'll get into that later in the season. We can go all day on that. I think the committee shit's awful. I think if you're going to make a committee, the committee we all wanted originally, throw the real dogs in there. Like, I think that the Urban Meyers of the world, even the crazy cuckoo heads of like Lou Holtz's of the world, whoever's still surviving, Nick Saban, like guys like that should be up in that shit and be able to have some type of, sure, people go, oh, would they be biased? But like these guys love good football. Like, would Nick Saban would have had the Alabama team in the playoff last year? No, I bet he would have voted against them. I think he would have seen why they were going there because he wants to support his team and he wants them to succeed. And he probably believed in Milroe and stuff because that was his boy. But it's like, throw that shit in there. It shouldn't be league presidents or anybody that has money into this. Like, of course, if you're a beat writer for, Clemson, you want them to get fluffed up. And you're probably using your connections with the AP stuff to get them fluffed up at any moment you can. Sure, we know Clemson's pretty good, but that's just a good example where it's like the representation's so fucking off. And, like, I like last year, like, they gave Army and Navy their flowers. They became ranked teams, right? And I think that's awesome. I think that's like the system works. USF being ranked, the system works. But is South Carolina supposed to be higher than USF right now? But they are. That vibe thing throws me off with that. It's like, sure, I love Sellers. I love that shit. I love their coach. I love all that shit. But they're 1-1.
Yeah.
USF just beat Florida, who's potentially one of the top not favorites in my opinion. I don't think they ever were. I think it's wild, the Florida propaganda that always happens each year. And it's every year. Oh, Florida's back. No, they ain't. And same thing with fucking Texas. And I've said that about Texas forever. I think Texas is way more back than Florida for sure. But brothers, sit down. Your success isn't even Oregon lately.
Yeah.
And Oregon has no titles. So it's like everyone like figured that it's just interesting. My rant's over with that. I just think this time of year is always interesting with I almost wish they didn't rank anybody yet. I really do. I think if they went brand for brand, it also would help certain teams. Like, how cool would it be if somehow the Michigan State games at this time of year meant a little more because their brand's pretty big, or UCLA? Like, yeah, they have a couple losses, but we're going brand for brand, and we're not going to release any goddamn rankings until the playoff rankings are out. I think that's the way they should do it. It's just not fair, and there's too much money on the table. And like you're saying, TJ, especially man, you could do that. The differences in teams so slim, especially when you're talking that 30 to 25. Like if you're ranked 28th, bro, you're just as good as someone that's ranked like damn near 15. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just the way it goes sometimes. So like I don't know. I'm anti rankings, baby. Get my old man soapbox. Take the rankings away. Yeah. Before anything else, I did want to say Michigan losing to Oklahoma wasn't as surprising to me. I think Michigan has a lot of work to do.
Oklahoma's quarterback's fucking really good. He's my Heisman like dark horse. That kid can fucking play ball, dude.
Yep. I was about to ask Heisman candidates in a second. He's kind of like everyone's runner right now.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that kid's a stud. And Oklahoma, man, what a bounce back year. Rough year last year too.
Yeah.
I think Michigan's like their preparation and the way that they played Oklahoma, it just seems weird to see. Like the new OC Chip Lindsey in Michigan is known for kind of like a very a very spready kind of modern offense. And if you look at like what's made Michigan a successful team the last couple years, they're straying like pretty far away from what got them to the dance. And I felt like, Michigan couldn't run the ball effectively. And then when it came time to throw the ball, Oklahoma is playing a Brett Venables defense, a ferocious downhill defense. And I just think you're asking a lot of Bryce Underwood, putting him in that situation with essentially no help from the run game. They don't have dynamic skill players on the outside, so everybody's judging Bryce Underwood for the performance, and I just don't think it's really his fault. He didn't have a good game. He didn't have I wouldn't even call it an average game, but that would be expected, when you look at what's on his plate and kind of the pieces he's got to deal with there.
People forget the freshman shit, man. He's a real freshman, and he's still a dog. I know some people had issues with his attitude on the sidelines. I like that shit. Like, I don't care if it looks like things are getting toxic. Like, start making everyone accountable. You need a culture change. You know what I'm saying? You went through a lot of changes since Harbaugh. Like, I'd love to see that guy just being like, you know what? Like, fuck you, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, go off on motherfuckers. And, like, who cares? Like, the team needs it a little bit, and it's the Big Ten. Like, either hurry up or get forgotten about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the way it goes. And especially with, like, let's keep it real. Sure, Michigan's enjoying the fact that it had 4 straight on Ohio State. That's just a fact. But Michigan fans, there's a good group of them that are realistic, believe it or not. There always is for those real blue blood teams. You're not on Ohio State's level right now at all, so you got to catch up to something. And you could beat Ohio State in November. Go ahead. But obviously, Ohio State's going to win titles, or at least compete for them, and do it cleanly, And you guys did not do it cleanly. You're lucky you walked away not having anything vacated. I think that's insane. They vacated Notre Dame's losses or wins and stuff for that one season because of some cheating. All right, whatever. Fucking it's so fucking stupid.
I wanted to say too, real quick about Underwood. There's been like a controversy with Sharon Moore saying that he will eventually run the football, Bryce Underwood. But if they're gonna do that, they need 2 quarterbacks. And to me, that entire thing is just ridiculous. Like
such a Michigan thing.
Listen, Bryce Underwood is the size of a vending machine. Let the kid run the ball. He's obviously athletic, and you see him throwing blocks. Look,
Yeah.
I live to hate Michigan. If there was something to hate about Bryce Underwood, I tell you on everything I love that I will find it. But this kid has heart and he plays hard. And the thing to me is this is like if you're a defensive coordinator and Michigan is going to run their offense, their like the very modern RPO read option type stuff. If there's no real threat of him pulling the ball and keeping it, what you're taking an entire level away from that, but you're taking all of the nuance out of that offense and just like, okay, well, it's either going to be inside zone or a one read slant coming across the field. If that option of him squeezing the ball out and taking off isn't there. So to me, it seems odd that they're, I mean, I get it, they don't want to hurt the kid, but take one look at him. He's a man.
Yeah.
That fella can
Yeah.
defend himself, man. Let him run the rock, So I just think for their philosophy with him versus what they're trying to do on offense, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No, I mean, I look at it in comparison to what like Notre Dame has CJ Carr, who's not a runner at all. He's not
Yeah.
a small kid, but he ain't built the same as Underwood. And they had that boy running goal line, fucking
Oh, hell
draws
yeah.
into the end zone.
Quarterback blast.
Like at least run some of that shit. And I love that point, man. Like, isn't it funny how much? And Keegan definitely probably contest to this, being a coach. It's funny how much the read options really blended into everyone's brain so much that it's just almost like a natural thing for quarterbacks to do instead of the play action now. But
Yeah.
people don't think about how just like a play action works well if you can run the ball well. Well, you got to have a quarterback that can pull it sooner or later, or they're just never going to bite.
Well,
And
look,
then yeah,
Coach Keegan will tell you all day. If you're not going to pull a read option is an inside zone that takes 3 seconds to hand the ball off. So all you're doing is giving the defense a chance to to set a new line of scrimmage in the backfield and clog the middle of the field. That it's so strange to me that they're dying on that hill.
Real quick on that point right there. So I feel let me say this real quick, just because I've seen it now with golf, and I'm going to make this connection. I think as the future of football goes, you have to be a mobile quarterback who can do RPO stuff all the time. You have to. With the way defenses are getting better and everything like that, you have to be able to pull the ball, scramble, be a threat with your legs with the defense. Because I'll be honest, like with golf that we noticed, we all know golf isn't a threat with his legs. The defense was picking that shit apart. They knew, hey, we just got to put pressure on this motherfucker, get hands in his face and everything like that, and freaking make him sweat, dude. Because when you are limited to just only throwing the football nowadays, you are screwed. You really are. You have to be able to have those runs and have a good run game to where the defense is biting on it, and that you can either get the pull or you get that cheap little throw back behind there with the RPO. But God, man, I feel like that's so essential for offenses now, like especially at quarterback. You got to be able to do all those things or you're just not going to make it.
Well, Keegan, you always know this. It's better to have a defense constantly have to react to you than it is to have a defense plan for you. And if a defense knows that you ain't going to go nowhere, that safety could sit over there. The linebacker can then decide when he decides he wants to come after you because he's looking around. He ain't got no one. I'm coming.
I'll tell you
Where
this.
you going to go?
If I know that I'm playing a QB who can't scramble and they're doing an RPO game, I'll tell you this. That DN is biting hard on the fucking run. Don't even fucking read on that QB. He's not going to fucking pull it. Just bite hard on that run. Help us in the run game. Freaking a secondary guy, you lock on that motherfucker when he tries to run the slant. You play inside shade and you lock on that motherfucker and you make sure he can't throw it. And then we'll just react. We'll react to your slow ass QB because we know he ain't getting nothing but 2 or 3 yards. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Crazy. Hey, there you go. Coach in the house. I love that. You know what? We'll do more of that. TJ's like a good layup man for that too.
Yeah.
He is. He just got the schematic brain, and then Keegan's just like, I'll tell you how to put that into action right now. And that's how good teams work, man. Maybe one day we can run our own. What's that? Bishop.
Sycamore,
We'll run that shit, baby. We'll get an ESPN deal and everything. Oh my God. And we'll end up hiring Coach Brown too on top of it. Dude, him talking about him, I can't bring up half the stuff he talks about because it's so messed up. But when he was talking about fucking Williams being dyslexic, going into the
Oh, dude.
and he was like talking about how he's like, Ben Johnson's amazing. That's coach of the year because he's got to say things backwards.
The plays backwards.
Just to get it out there
He's
the right way.
double-coaching.
He's double coaching.
That part killed me.
Oh my god, that shit makes me laugh. Get Coach Brown on First Take now. That would fucking feed families, dude. I want Coach Brown. I want fucking what's his name? The Ball brothers' dad.
LeVar.
I want
Ball.
LeVar post surgery too now, you know.
And throw Feinbaum in there just to cover the middle, man.
Oh my god. Dude.
Just to mediate.
I can't stand that dude, bro. I can't
He
stand
just be saying shit. You just
and
say
Cam,
whatever.
And I want Cam Newton too. So I want spicy up in that hoe. Oh man, Michael Irvin as well. Did you see his quote? I went through gold jackets to get gold rings. I was like, that's hard, bro. Like he's like, people talk about how you better than me. Yeah, I went through gold jackets to get gold rings. I love that dude so much. We're losing recipes.
Michael Irvin's one of those dudes you talk to. Everybody knows at least one where their eyes are either closed or all the way open. There's nothing in between.
Dude, him talking about he used to get a 3-point stance at Miami. At wide receiver.
Man.
He goes, man, you could start that 3-point stance now. Like shit, like imagine time machine. So you got like a DB going out, SEC DB or ACC, don't matter. He's ready to go line up, and Michael Irvin sitting there and gets down in a 3-point stance, dude. All the way far out.
47,
I'm ready to run.
That's 47's getting ready to take off flight, baby. Get ready to get off the landing zone.
I'm either run that slant or I'm running to the ghetto. I love that line. That's my favorite, dude. He's like, I mean, I wouldn't scare nobody, but Ronnie Lott, man, he scared me. I love that, oh, okay, let's go into some matchups real quick to wrap this show up. Man, we are beautiful today. Before I get into, of course, Texas A&M Notre Dame, which I think is going to be a good game. I think Texas A&M is also going to, Clark, you probably agree. I think they're going to come with a little revenge, but I've been seeing a lot of reports out of the team. That Miami loss, I hate Notre Dame for this, but it was good for the team in a weird way. They're saying everyone's very focused. They know they could be one of the best teams in the country. Freeman's got it on lock.
Yeah.
You know him. He's crazy. You know, like when you go in that locker room, he has the Ohio State game playing at all time, the Northern Illinois playing at all time, and then they said now he has the Miami game playing. So everywhere you go is a Notre Dame loss in there. He says he doesn't let the boys go with it. Like, I won't let you, like, no, if you lose, that's fine. Well, you're going to hear about it until you don't. He'll even randomly throw in a Marshall game, he says, even though that's I wouldn't do that, Freeman. That was your fault.
Yeah.
And I like Texas A&M's coach, but I think Texas A&M's kind of like they're in that Florida category where I just never will believe in them until I see it in action. But they play at Notre Dame. It's a night game, so I'm very excited for that. Let's kick that game off with a dub. And I just want to see Love the ball, baby. Love and Price need over 10 carries before the half.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah, feed him the fucking ball. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm over it. I'm so fucking over it. I'll just run through the schedule real quick. You got anything else with that, Clark? Probably just that.
No, I think that they should win.
Yeah,
I think it should be a good sound defeat. They should play very well. I like to see him open the playbook a little more for Carr. Let the boy throw the ball, spread it around, get Greathouse involved.
Yep.
So hopefully they do that.
Greathouse, I can't stand that tight end, but we'll work with him. He's awful.
That slow motherfucker.
Oh, it's not even his fault. It's NCAA's out now, right? So it's like the old days where you get the judge dudes ahead of time.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
You were already my least favorite dude on the game. So like, and you're probably a dog compared to me. You run me over. I don't care.
Truck my shit.
But they're running screen passes to you, dog. I just can't relate. A couple good games. Clemson, Georgia Tech. Love that game. I see a possible upset alert there. Georgia, Tennessee, I think is just going to be awesome. Big SEC matchup. I think Georgia just kind of runs Tennessee. But Tennessee's quarterback they got in, they said it's like a blessing in disguise of what happened with Nico. They really like that kid.
Yeah.
And they said like it's going to be a good situation possibly for them. And you guys can stop me as we go, but I'll just run through them fast. USF, Miami. I think Miami's definitely good enough to beat USF, of course. They're one of the better Miami teams we've had in a long time, but that is such a Miami game to lose, you know?
Mhm.
It really is. Like, and University of South Florida is about to get crazy. I wouldn't be shocked to see a couple fights in that one because all those boys know each other. That's the way
Oh,
it works. When
absolutely.
everyone kind of you see North Carolina State versus North Carolina or South Carolina versus NC State, like you see some of those matchups and they start fighting all the time because every motherfucker knows each other. Florida versus LSU. I also have that as another upset alert. I think if Florida's anything legit and LSU's anything big for the britches, Brian Kelly's talking shit already. He's gonna fuck it up. That's a Brian Kelly loss. Vandy versus South Carolina. I think it's another upset alert. I think Vandy's pretty good. I think it's kind of crazy Vandy's not ranked. That's another good one for me. Like just because it's Vandy, put them at 25. Like you have teams that are 1-1, ranked almost in the top 15 at 13 or 11 or whatever South Carolina is. That's bullshit. And then put the money down, boys. I don't care. Put your house down on it. Wyoming upsetting Utah and Wyoming, baby. It's gonna be electric there. The Cowboys. They're playing
Up
in
there
Wyoming too.
at War Memorial Stadium, where
Ooh,
the
dude.
Cowboys call home. Come on, man. It's
And
electric.
oh man, it's electric. And they got sorry, that's my ADD there. They got fucking they got Allen sitting on the sideline too. Get him a varsity jacket, looking like Jason Street.
Yeah.
Jason Street pre-injury, just to be clear. Oh God, but yeah, that's college football for the boys. Is there anything you guys are excited for this weekend with any of those matchups and just ready to roll? This is my favorite time of year. I'm actually sad I'm busy. I have a show this Saturday because I'm like, bro, I just want to sit down and watch this shit. I was excited to sit down and watch football last weekend, then I realized Notre Dame wasn't playing, and then I was like,
Yeah.
well, fuck. And I watched Grambling State with their TikTok videos. That was pretty cool though. Of Jeremiah Smith and them don't say much. They don't dance much or get weird much. But if you noticed all their dances, him and Tate, they were making fun of the TikToks that Grambling State makes. That's the reason why he did this and everything. He's making fun of them because they were talking about all year. We get to play the number one wide receiver in the country, and they're dancing, and he's just like, "Fuck it." I went for 100. I went for 75 right there. But I wasn't gonna dive too much into that one because that game was illegal.
Yeah.
That was illegal. Someone called the cops on that one, dude. Like that was awful, dude. Like some people were even like saying like Gremlin has a chance. I'm like, no. And I'm big on
Nah, man.
upsets. I'm big on upsets. Youngstown, Youngstown, they can do it.
It did make me happy though that it seemed like the Buckeyes rolled out the carpet for them for coming to town and playing. I mean,
The
and
band too and everything. It was kind of
and
a cool experience. They said.
yeah, and that's what I heard is that they said a lot of the people at the shoe stayed in their seats at halftime to watch the Grambling band.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me really happy because it's like, man, shout out you guys. You know you're coming up, gonna get your ass kicked. There's nothing you could do about it. So it made me happy to to really show them some respect, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to smile when you get paid that much money too for
Yeah, why
for
not?
school, And the band stuff's so cool. Like people don't for the people that don't know, like HBCU, like their bands and like everything they got going on with that. Their cheerleaders are different. Like everything's so dope. And I heard that was a really good show, and that's pretty cool to see. And I'm not even the biggest band guy. My brother is, and I get into it. I mean, if I was in the band, bro, Maxie, TJ, I'm sorry, you gotta play the tuba, dog. You would
Oh,
rock
say
that.
less.
You'd rock that bitch, bro. Dot the I with that motherfucker.
Yeah. Bah-bah.
I'd
Catch
like
me
to.
with a sousaphone,
I want to be
player.
on the drum line, and I don't even want the hat to fit. I want the line right across my face, and just bash Nick Cannon in the fucking head with a fucking drum, dude. Start fucking fighting and shit, bro. Man, Keegan on the trumpets, Clark's up there conducting, dude. It'd be electric. Electric. Probably have a heat stroke on the field. Yeah. So what a great fucking day. I feel good about that, boys. You guys got anything regarding anything for anything?
Nope.
Yeah, I'll go last.
Nah, go first, dog. You at
All right. Well, two things. One, I'm really interested to see Colorado this weekend. They're
Oh, yeah.
starting like their third string quarterback, Ryan Staub.
Mhm.
I saw a lot of people ask questions about like, oh, where's Julian Lewis? Where's Julian Lewis? Julian Lewis was a 5-star, but he turns 18 this month. So I really doubt Dion was going to throw him into the game. And with Salter kind of playing shaky against Delaware and who they play week 1? Help me out. Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing kind of a shaky game against Tech, and playing kind of shaky against Delaware. They're going with Staub, man. The boy is, the boy's taking the reins, and hopefully Colorado might have some juice this week, man. So maybe keep them on your upset alert.
Ooh, let's go. I'm at the
And
betting.
number 2, I just wanted to make sure you remember, Jack. You got to plug your dates, brother.
Oh, man.
yeah.
I
Oh,
appreciate
you
that.
remembered. I
keep
was
forgetting.
supposed to. I forgot.
It's actually a good time to do it. I got shit popping. I'll be busy at a private event tomorrow for my 3rd hour I've ever done, so that'll be exciting. Get the blue collar guys going. It'll be a good time. A little nervous in a fun way for that, just because when you do these company parties, you got to replace certain words with certain words. You can't just be cursing the whole time. So I'm excited for that. Catch me at the Attic this Saturday for the Roast of Ohio. I'll be on a panel of people. Roasting Ohio is the subject. A classic roast session. Everyone gets their turn, get to roast the panel, and then roast Ohio. I got some good ones for that. Um, M's mom hooked me up with one of the towels they had from the Texas game. That says "the" on it. It's pretty badass. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm getting permanent marker. I'm crossing that thing off, and I'm waving that bitch in there, bro. Fuck the Ohio State University. I'm getting wild for that. And then catch me every Wednesday. Doing my thing down there over at the Attic. And then September 27th, Your Mama's contest. It was supposed to be this Saturday, but thank God it got moved. I'm doing a Your Mama joke contest, and it's gonna be fucking electric, dude. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I never really was a Your Mama joke kind of guy. I think that's why they want me there. I'm just trying to get wild. I ain't just gonna say dumb shit. Like your mom's I almost said the word. I can't say that.
Ooh.
Your mom's so stupid, and I just don't want to say anything else. Just your mom's so stupid.
Yeah.
And just hand the mic over afterwards and just see what's up, bro. I swear, guys, some dudes are gonna pick me apart though. But it'd be a good. Some dudes will, bro. I swear to God, they will. It's gonna be a good time. So I got that cooking, and like I said, every Wednesday, baby, come see me. And then also, I want to make sure I say this, but Faces Change is coming back strong next week. We took a little sabbatical in a way, a little break. To worry about a few other things. But we're back in the flesh. You guys will see a lot of these guys on it too. I wanted to have TJ on here soon, the lost brother of me and Azul. And then I've been hearing it, man. People want another animal episode. They want Keegan back. We got to get goofy, bro. We got wild on that one. We were ahead of the curve with some of the shit we were talking about. But for those of you that are over 18, have a sense of humor, check Faces Change. But yeah, that's my plugins. Thank you guys for letting me do that. I always forget. I do. And please show to my show. I need ticket money, baby. Come on now. I need money, baby. Pay me, baby. I must go start a GoFundMe for this shit, dude. Go fund my life and dreams, baby. Go fund it. Keegan, you got anything, big dog? Keegan in the house. How's the team looking, man? You guys had a pretty good, honestly, good second half last week. Of course, I know that can mean less or more depending on how you look at it. But how we feeling this week with the boys? We healthy? We feeling okay?
Tough one last week with O'Carver. It's always tough losing that rivalry game, but I was proud with the boys fighting back the second half. Now, let's be honest, I was against some JV guys a little bit out there, so that didn't make me too happy, but it is what it is. But no, this week we have a great opportunity to do a bounce back week. We just kind of similar actually to the Lions. We got to get back to our basics and we got to just clean some stuff up where we just weren't doing our jobs and executing our responsibilities offensively and defensively. So we just got to be us and do better at our jobs. And we got a great opportunity with Collinwood. This team only has I think they have 13 guys on their roster. They're bad. It's going to be a beatdown. It's going to probably be JV guys playing second half, all that stuff. But right now, what we've been doing this week is we're prepping for Clyde, man. Clyde's next week right after that. So we are focused on Clyde right now, and we're getting ready for that game because they're a beatable team this year. Normally, for the viewers that don't know, Clyde is normally a powerhouse team, big boys, get a lot of kids on their team. They normally have hundreds of kids on their team. And they normally have a team, but this year they're very beatable. They're 0-3 right now. And
first time in 20 something years. It's almost 30 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That's sustained success. And they have all the kids. I don't know. That's crazy. But hey, you might get you know how it goes for us. Sometimes when you knock Clyde in the mouth, it's not a good thing though. That's the weirdest thing about Clyde. Like you want to tell the boys to play hard, but don't piss them off. Just get them
You know what I'm
confused.
freaking am kind of mad about? Looking at Clyde's schedule, they got us fucking circled on there, man. They've had what they play St. Francis this week. Yeah, they play freaking St. Francis this week, man.
Yeah,
And they've had a brutal schedule.
They're stacked.
Yeah.
And no one wants to play Clyde. That's why. For those of you that don't know, Clyde, it's hard to schedule games when you're literally beating the shit out of all these small schools. Like, it's just hard. It's hard out there. Hey, go Skins, baby. Good season. Let's get a good dub this week. Get the boys feeling nice and light. Be 2-1. Not a bad place to be when you're going against a Clyde team that's struggling. Let's fucking even it out. Hey, worst comes to worst, you're 500 going into week 5. And as a high school football coach, it's not. There's worse places to be. Yeah, let's go. Clarky, man, thank you for always helping me keep this thing moving forward. I will say it was my fault for waiting a little bit, but we did hit a good time. We had about an hour 40. Yeah, but I want to make sure we out of here sometimes, dude. You know, we got lives to live. We got,
My smelly ass got a shower, man.
That's what I'm saying. You got shit to do. I say you just let it ride, dude. Dude, let it ride, bro. Just eating the stank. You know what I'm saying?
If it was just me living here, I probably would.
Oh, man. Tell her that's flavor. Oh, man. Hey, some people like blue cheese, dog. All right, y'all. So much love always, TJ. It's always a pleasure. Shout out to the Stat Wizard for joining us, Eric Wheeler, looking like Tony Soprano in his Suburban driving around talking to us. Oh man,
Gabagoo.
yes sir, Gabagoo from the deep.